Okay, so what is the mindset that would have you empowered to really be inspired to contact expireds and cancels, right? I want to be inspired to do that. When I was spending a lot of time dealing with a lot of expired and cancels, I was listening to the call of the agent and the homeowner. And when I listened to what the homeowner's experience was, I got to hear what their perception of a realtor was, what their perception of what happened, of their misperception, what they actually didn't understand. And so as I listened to them more and stopped listening to the agent, and I was like, whoa, they actually completely don't really understand at all what happened. And then I was like, whoa, well, what are they missing? What do they not understand? And then now can we as a local professional real estate agent ask a better question that would unlock a conversation, that would have the seller realize that they didn't know really what happened, and that you just asked a question that caused them to realize that there is some new opportunity, some new way of success. Okay, so that's probably a terrible explanation for the one concept called empathy. Can you put yourself into the seller's shoes? So watch this. The average homeowner calls a listing agent and says, come over. The average listing presentation is what? Here's the comps. The average agent's ability to explain the comps on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being amazing, 10 being absolutely pathetic. The average real estate agent's ability to explain the comps on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think it is?
B.
Yeah, thank you. Right. I like Ben's answer. That's probably a 3. I deal with great agents all the time who struggle with it, right? Nye is an appraiser, right, for 20 years. The average agent can't explain the comps literally if their life depended on it. I asked 10 of the top agents in Southern California, how do you come to your comp conclusions? How do you do your research? How do you present it? All 10 of them completely different. So step 1 is the seller gets this weird explanation of the comps with this agent. Okay, that's step 1. Step 2 is the average seller in their mind starts fantasizing that their home is worth more. And then what they start doing is spending the money in their mind. So when they start spending the money, they actually get emotionally attached to the extra money. Then the next thing they do is when they go look out in the marketplace, they have a thing called confirmation bias. Confirmation bias is I start to seek evidence to justify my position. So then they start looking for all the evidence. Here's why I think my home is worth this. And now the average agent, are they really good at handling the homeowner who is in fantasy land, emotionally attached, and has really bad confirmation bias? Is the average agent really good at pulling that homeowner out of fantasy land into reality? Are they good at that? What's the answer?
No.
No. It's hard. It's hard for me. It's hard for you guys. So coming from a place of empathy and coming from a place of compassion for the challenges of this, now the property goes on the market. Does the average agent do a good job of explaining how marketing works in real estate? No. I'm going to put you on 3,000 websites in the world. I'm going to do all this cool stuff. Really? And then, now what happens with the feedback as the week progresses? First week goes, property's overpriced, of course, right? First week happens, what happens? Is there a lot of feedback? Hey, lots of showings, lots of activity. Then the second week, what happens? Oh, not so much anymore. Then the third week, then the 30 days. Does the average agent do a 30-day review and analysis of, hey, here's what's happened, Mr. Seller, since we've been on the market? Is that a presentation or probably a text message right now? Is that a full report, or is that probably maybe a little email like, hey, just, there's the, okay? So again, put ourselves in the seller's shoes as they're experiencing the average real estate agent. Okay, now month number 2 kicks in. How does that go? Well, right now we have no open houses, but if even the open houses drop off a cliff, what's the communication of the average agent in month number 2? Strong, weak. What's now the perception of the seller? The seller starts getting a little like, not sure what to do, right? But they're still kind of like attached to that number in that little lifestyle thing. And so they kind of continue to seek the confirmation bias. I still think it's worth it. I still think we can do it. Now they say really stupid stuff like, it only takes one buyer, right? The dumbest sentence in all of selling anything. It only takes one buyer, right? And then now, month number 3. What does the average agent do in month number 3? Then 4, then 5. Can you see? Now, if we put ourselves in the shoes of the seller and you observe the average agent in play, now, do all of you want to reach out to that seller and say, how can I help you? I would like to help you, right? I am a neighbor. I am a local agent. You've been on the market for 90 days. And I promise you, within 90 days, your home should have sold. Something clearly was wrong. And so I'd like to discuss with you, A, what you think went wrong, what did your agent say went wrong, and let's just have a quick conversation about that, because I could probably help you figure out what went wrong, solve the problem, show you exactly what it would take to get your home sold for the highest possible price within 30 days or less. I could totally show that to you, but we need to know what went wrong first. You guys follow me? So when I put myself in their shoes, all of a sudden I went, oh my gosh, I feel bad for these people. Do you guys follow me? I feel bad. And then let's take it one step further. Then home expires or cancels. How many phone calls do they get in day number 1?
20.
50.
Yeah. Now, the average real estate agent, please remind me of the stupid script that they use.
They all use the same one.
If I wrote you a full price cash offer today, would you still sell? Right? You're an idiot. Would you guys follow me? You're an idiot. Like, that's the stupidest line. Of course. I literally would hear a seller on the other line just go like this with stupid questions like that, right? With no compassion, no empathy, never walked one step in the seller's shoes. That question is so stupid, it drives me crazy because there's zero empathy, zero compassion, okay? So what happens is when we really do that, now it's like, wow, hey, I'm a local agent. I looked at your property. I saw that it didn't sell after an extended amount of time on the market. And I really just want to figure out, how can I help you? If you just said that, what do you think would happen?
Conversation.
They'd be like, thank you. You know what? I've had 50 calls of agents who are saying, are you ready to list again? Are you ready to sell again? Do you still want to sell? You guys follow me?
One of the key things that I've seen is they complain that everybody told them that they didn't sell because of price.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
It's
And
like
so,
everybody, 50 people told me it's too expensive. So when you challenge them with a question that is different, they're like, oh, maybe I should listen to this person.
so yeah, so here's the response. Is that all that they told you?
Mm-hmm.
No wonder you're so frustrated. Because I would be frustrated too, right? Because if that's all that they've said, if that was their only advice, right? Let me ask you, what did you think of their marketing plan? Let me ask you, did they, when was the last time that you had a market analysis? It's kind of a funny question. When was the last time you had a market analysis? Well, that was 6 months ago when I first listed. Has the market changed at all? Right? Has it gotten better or worse? And then this is where I came up with that line, and I'm gonna shut it down after this. That's where I came up with that line is, did the last agent share with you what the buyers did buy and why they chose those other homes and not yours? And what do you think the answer is to that?
No.
No. So then this close became natural. Mr. Seller, based on everything we've discussed, what I would be willing to do is spend a couple of hours doing some research on what did the buyers buy, why did they choose other homes versus yours, right? And then from that research, I will create a custom marketing plan for you that is designed to have your property sold and under contract within 30 days or less, for the highest possible price.
What happened?
I'll shut. Right? For 30 days or less for the highest possible price. And then, Mr. Seller, you can decide what you want to do from there. Is that fair? What's the answer?
Yes.
Every time. Okay. So, major point, I'm going to shut it down, is empathy and compassion. Walk in the position of the seller's shoes and look out at the average agent's behavior. And then now go help these people, right? I've heard so many sad stories about people's plans getting completely rearranged. And it's because they completely didn't understand exactly what needed to happen and the real reality of that. And so their lives are completely turned upside down because they just don't know what the right course of action is. And the real estate agent did not help them come to a good conclusion. Now, don't get me wrong. Plenty of sellers are delusional and a little crazy, but hey, that's why we make a lot of money. Okay, because when we can logically take a delusional crazy person and bring them to a good conclusion and help them come to a healthy decision, that's worth a lot of money. Let's go after it. Let's have some fun.